Hi, it's Taz in the kitchen. I hope everybody's having a great day. I have been in the kitchen prepping several different things. And believe it or not, my power started blinking. So I thought, okay, God's telling me you might want to go ahead and go live before you don't have any power. So I'm live now before I don't have any power. Hi, is it real estate? I'm probably your real estate girl next door. Hi, thank you so much for joining me. So what I want to share with you guys is what I'm calling black bean. Might be breakfast, it might be lunch, it might be dinner. Because if you like me, I can eat anything, anytime. So I've got my trusty sous chefs with me, Cassie Lou and then Mason. And what I've done so far is I have in my T-file skillet that my sister gave me for Christmas. Thank you so much, Molly. I have sauteed red onions and orange peppers, yellow peppers, and red. These are all sweet peppers, okay? So I've already sauteed them. I had 1 can of black beans that I just picked up at my local Walmart. So I have rinsed them and drained them. And so I'm going to now just put them in the skillet. Okay. I'm going to stir them up. And mix all of this together. You don't have to use sweet peppers. You could have used just regular peppers, but I just happen to have sweet peppers in the fridge. And my thing is whatever I have on hand, that's what I'm going to use. I'm not, the type of person where you got to have a certain thing. It's whatever I have, then I'm going to make it work. Because I think that's the best way to cook. Being a Southern cook and watching my mom and my grandmother cook, they always just seem to be so, I'm going to say fly, meaning it just looked like effortless, and they just put things together and they would just, it was always good. So, I have always been a cook who I cook by sight, which makes it a little difficult when I'm doing my cookbooks, because it's like, now, you just put that together. Now, how's somebody going to duplicate it? So I have to really focus on doing that so that other people can duplicate. Now, I am going to turn my skillet up so this can heat fairly quickly. Hopefully it will. We're going to put the lid on for just a second. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make 4 little whales. Basically, I'm going to take the beans and the pepper mixture, and then I'm going to put them together, 4 little whales, and then I should say that different. I'm going to do 4 little heels. Then I'm going to move them out a little bit, the beans and peppers, to make a whale. I'm then going to crack an egg in each whale, okay? And then we're going to let it sit and, cook for a moment or two. And you can let your eggs cook as long as you need them to cook. If you like a more runny egg, that's fine. If not, then, let them cook longer. And then you'll be able to have your egg the way you want it. So firm, let it cook longer. If you want it to be more runny, then, you won't let them cook that long. So this should be fairly warm now. Okay. So I'm going to make my little heels. Okay, I'm going to make 4 little heels. And then I'm going to make a little whale in each of my heels. And this is so funny the way I'm doing this. I'm trying to get equal amounts of beans for each little heel, which doesn't make any sense at all. And the reason it doesn't make any sense is because the bottom line is it's still going to be some beans and some eggs. So why am I trying to be so whatever? I don't know what happens to me when I start doing that. A friend of mine would say, "You're trying to make it perfect." No, I'm not. But I do want to make it kind of cutesy for you. So I got my eggs, and we're gonna go for it and see what we get. Crack this egg and put it in this one. Whee! Now I am going to say here my little egg running. That means my little hole wasn't big enough, but that's okay. Stop talking about me, Mason. I hear you over there. I tell you, with Mason being the only man in this kitchen, he really does feel like he could just make fun of me if I don't do it exactly right. Yeah, he been making fun of me. He says he doesn't, but I say he do. He been making fun of me, but I don't care. I don't care. You don't care? No, not really. Sometimes it might hurt my feeling, but my thing is if I don't try, I'm never going to be able to do it. So, you know, you don't always succeed the first time, but if you keep trying, you will get better. So that's the way I see things. And so when Mason be throwing shade, I just let him throw the shade because, you know, I know what he's doing. And I would show you these, but then they'd be really running. So we're going to put the lid over my eggs, and we're going to let them cook for about 5 minutes or so. And I'm going to show you something else that I have been cooking. I don't want to have them up too high. I don't want to have them too low. But I'm going to show you something else that I've been working on. Well, you know, I'm always cooking. And I can't always bring everything to you at the same time. But yesterday, I was like, okay, you bought these bananas. Hi, Martin Z. Benson. Thank you for joining me. You bought all these bananas. And I was talking to my sister, Angelia, you know, from Real Talk with Taz and Angelia. You know, we have our show on IG on Tuesday nights. And so I said, oh, I was at Carly's Season. I'm like, this is a great deal. They had this bag. Think of like, if you're from the South, you're like a bag of peaches. It was a bag of bananas. And I've been using some bananas in smoothies, and I was basically out. And so I was like, oh, I'm going to get these. Well, they were ripe, but they were all at different levels of ripeness. And so I was like, what you going to do? So I frozen most of them. And then I was like, what else can you do with them? So here's one that's not that ripe. I didn't want you guys to see some of them blacker ones. So what I decided to do was I was going to make chia pudding, okay? And so here's my chia pudding that I made yesterday. I have not tried it yet. I wanted you guys to see it first. Now this is going to be bad of me to say, but that first that first smell almost smelled like rum. It's the bananas. Believe you me, it's the bananas. But it smelled like rum. And I love making my rum cake, but this is not the rum cake. So anyway, what I decided to do was I was going to make the chia pudding. So I pulled out my magic bullet because I wasn't making a lot. And at first, I was not going to use my protein powder. But then I was like, no, how can we make this more protein packed? So then I pulled out this vanilla caramel that I have from GNC. So I used almost a complete scoop. Almost. And then I used a cup and about that much more of my Fairlife milk. I know, I'm Southern. And so then I said, okay, let's see what flavor we're going to put. So I decided to do the vanilla caramel cream from Skinny Mixes. And I did a sprig of nutmeg, and I did my cinnamon. And then I used my chia seeds. And I used 2 tablespoons. I could have used 3. I almost used 3, but then I was like, I don't know, because I didn't want it real seedy, for lack of a better way of saying it, because sometimes textures just don't work for me. And so I blended everything, poured it into the dish, and about an hour or so later, I stirred everything up. And so I haven't tried this yet. So I'm going to scoop out into my little bowl some to try. Okay. And we're going to see what it tastes like. But like I said, it was smelling like rum, but that's the banana. Oh, and my banana was, the one that I used was really mushy. So it was an easy blend because it was very soft. So this is what we've got. I'm going to see what it tastes like. It tastes like the banana pudding without the vanilla wafers. So it's good. So on this protein-packed Saturday, I'm getting protein everywhere. The chia seeds had about 4 grams of protein per 2 tablespoons. So that's 4 grams of protein there. My Fairlife milk has, for 1 cup, it is 13 grams of protein. And then for the protein powder that I use is 25 grams for a scoop. So basically what 25 and 14 is 39, and then we add 4 more. So this is basically about 40 grams of protein right here. Now, of course, some people could eat maybe half of this at one time. You know, I can only eat a little bit at one time, but that's okay. Because my body, as well as your body, you can only consume so much protein is absorbed in the body. So I'll eat off of this probably 3 or 4 days. But I'm eating protein. I'm eating protein. So I wanted to share that with you. This is my chia seed pudding bananas. Alrighty. So let's see what we've got over here with my other item. Let's see here. What we got? Oh, it's coming along, coming along, coming along. I'm gonna put this lid somewhere. It's hot, of course. Where do you put it? Where do you put it? Pastor Lou, you can help me? Okay. Let you see my eggs. You see the eggs? They're in the little well. Now I'm gonna tell you, hi Wayne, thank you for joining me. I really do want my eggs a little done. I'm just gonna be honest. Sometimes I can, I'm a texture person. Sometimes I don't mind that gravy, but I do want my center a little more set, but it may be set enough. And if it's not, you know what I'll do? I'll reset it when I get ready to eat the next one. So, we were probably gone talking about my chia pudding, maybe about 3 minutes. I'm going to try to get a little bean here. And we're going to try it. Oh, I'm sorry, we're not trying it. You're not trying? No. Y'all done got me confused, and I don't know why my sous chefs are not helping me. No, we're not trying it. She said, no. You see how I'm putting this all back? No. Y'all know I didn't put any salt and pepper. Y'all supposed to be helping me. So, which I should have done this probably before we stepped away, but I was interested in tasting the other dish. So I'm going to sprinkle some salt and pepper over here. And we're going to put some pepper. And we can't have this yet. You're going to know why in a few minutes, because y'all know I'm Southern. And we talking eggs. So somebody should say, oh, she didn't do no XYZ? And this is smoked paprika. You know. I didn't. You guys know I got to have some cheese. Yeah, because, you know, I'm in the South. So I just couldn't figure out why it was looking so bare. It was looking bare because I had not put any cheese. And that is a no-no being from the South. So now let me grab this hot lid and see if we can get my cheese melted, and then I'll pull one out. I just don't know what happened there. I think I got enticed by that rum that wasn't rum, that was really the bananas. But, you know, I just thought it was rum. And then all of a sudden, I forgot that I gotta have cheese, gotta have salt and pepper, because that means we don't have no flavor. Yeah, we got the onions, and yeah, we got the peppers, but you got eggs, no salt, no pepper, and no cheese? Oh, no. That just won't be. So, basically, as a recap, as this is melting my cheese, I took a can of pinto beans. I'm sorry, I'm working on something else. black beans. These are black beans. I took a can of black beans, rinsed them, drained them. Then I sauteed my peppers and my onion in my extra virgin olive oil, about a tablespoon probably. And then I, after those were melting and, you know, blending those flavors together because it did smell good, then I poured in the black beans, mixed them together, let them meld together to become one. Then I made little heels, and then I opened up my little heels, 4 of them, and I put an egg in each heel. Then, as I said, depending upon how you want your egg to be, and I really do. Hi, I can't pronounce it, but thank you for joining me. I sort of want my eggs to be, oh, and they are. I want my eggs to be firm, and these should be firm, because you know I had to do that do-over. Now, we can actually look at one. Whee! We're going to take it off so it won't get overly cooked. And so then what I did was so this is what it looks like. Now that we've got some cheese, it was naked. That's what Mama would call it. Miss Gloria would say, it was naked. Teresa, what you going to do with that? You know Miss Gloria. And she would mean that too. So then I put my egg, my salt and pepper, put some smoked paprika, and then I went back and I put some cheddar cheese because I'm slow. So now what we're going to do is we're going to give this a try. And let's see what we got here. Let's see what we got. I know my center. Well, I'm doing pretty good. Let me, how can I let you see the center? Let me turn it this way. It's actually perfect because I didn't want it runny. So if you see that my egg is set, I didn't want a runny egg. Sometimes I don't mind it, but I have to be in the mood for a runny egg. But if you like a runny egg, you just reduce the time. Okay, that's all you have to do is just reduce the time. So let's see here. And this one would not have been as firm if I hadn't forgot that I didn't put salt and pepper and cheese. We gotta have cheese. Now, this is good. If I could eat more than what I eat, I'm gonna eat this here. This is gonna be about all I can eat. But if I ate more, what you could do is serve this with on toast or with toast or tortilla, or if you got a hot biscuit, you can serve it with a hot biscuit. But for me, I'm gonna eat mine just like this. Here's one to show you that egg. You see that egg there? That's okay for me because I didn't want it runny. But you know, the next time I try it, I may let it run a little bit, but I don't think I will. I don't know, who knows? But the reason I like this is because one, I got black beans. That's gonna give me protein, okay? Then I've got the onions and peppers, and they have some protein in it, but not a lot. But then I got an egg. And most eggs are about, you know, I think it's about 4 grams of protein. So I've got a can of black beans. Then I've got protein from the egg. And then, you know, I topped it with some cheddar cheese. Now, you could use Monterey Jack. Now, what I didn't do because I was in such a hurry to eat, I'm going to do it for ease you here. Whee! I sprinkled some cilantro. So, this is what we got. It would not have been, the beans would not have been as dry if I had remembered that I didn't put salt and pepper and cheese. So, I guess the thing to remember this time is, cause if you're gonna take care of yourself, you're gonna have to put a little salt and pepper, Miss Gloria would say, and a little cheese. So, thank you for joining me. And you know the drill. Before you go trying to take care of somebody else, please make sure you take care of yourself and give this a try. I really do like it. And once I'm off camera, I'm going to devour the rest of my egg and my black beans. Bye now. Thank you for joining me. Bye.